Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Again, my name is Byron Villalobos and I am your host for this little mini series, podcast, not podcast. And so for this week's video, I wanted to go in straight into HDEV in education, as that is what this series is focused on. And so just a little background again, I taught in special education for the last 4 years. Also taught as teacher's aide, first grade, third grade, and fifth grade at the elementary level, as well as doing some high school TA work in the 11th grade and 12th grade level in many different subjects. And so, HDEV and education, what I wanted to focus on in this video was about the opportunities that you could find in education. And so, what you're going to want to do to be able to have access to these opportunities, this is more for HDEV 470 students, for those of you who are about to be enrolling in that class, who are about to have it in the next semester, and who may be interested in wondering, should I become a teacher? Should I go into education? I don't know about education, maybe not. Let me tell you, education will give you so many skills. Will give you peacemaking skills for conflicts. It will give you great communication skills. It will give you presentation skills, again intertwined with communication, because you'll be speaking, you'll be talking all the time with younger students, with older students, with your classrooms, with your classes, with even adults, and it teaches you a lot of mature and professionalism skills. As being a quality educator is, you need to make sure that you know how to be professional, you know how to write professionally, speak professionally, communicate professionally, both with your team, both with your department, with your team of educators, with your principal for sometimes, and especially with parents and students. And so going into this S4 at the beach, that is the Human Development 470 internship database. And so if we click on here, and it'll take us to the following page. This is the homepage for it. And so what I want to go off of is this over here. Let me just move my little camera to sites. So if you're ever interested, this is the interface, the user interface for S4 at the beach. And as you can see, there are a lot of different filters here. Some of the filters I have already pre-programmed. I've already placed them, such for example, education administration, adult school, and elementary school are three opportunities that I would like to share with you all today. So one of them is Bryant Elementary School at Long Beach Unified, in the Long Beach Unified School District. What you're going to see is the organization description, some of the requirements, as not all internships are the same. Some internships may require you to get, as you see here, a background check, and that may cost a little money. But if you're very interested in education and if you want to make sure that you're going into the right career, I would highly recommend it is worth it to get that hands-on experience and say, you know what, this isn't for me, and find something better for yourself, or actually get into it and say, you know what, this is what I'm going to do with my career. So while it may seem a little dry, the description, additionally, sometimes they will have the opportunities listed here, which we will get into in a second. But this one, for example, has very little information. They encourage you to call in and to contact them to be able to get more information regarding whether there's compensation, other requirements aside from these main requirements. And so that's another internship opportunity that I would like to show you is Casa Guerrero in California. This is an adult school organization which focuses on helping adults who perhaps didn't have the opportunity to go to school at the elementary level and the middle school level, and helping them with working or work skills, job training, as you can see here. And the current opportunities are as follows. So computer literacy, ESL assistance, many things with assistance, nutritional classes, and even US citizenship class assistant. Again, you won't be the main teacher, the primary teacher, but you will be the teacher assistant. And so if helping adults and helping community members in that age group group is something that you want to do, I would recommend doing this. And the process to be able to apply and to be able to reach out is going to be in a separate video. I hope you guys enjoy that one. And it will be released soon as well. Additionally, another one that I wanted to show was this one, which is an elementary school. It's a K through 8 St. Maria Catholic school. And so if you're more interested in the littles and you want to find out whether you'd be prepared to face the littles, the kindergartens, the first grades, the second grades, third grades, I would say this is the one for you. Additionally, we also have in special education, which I'm focusing on for this video, an ABA intern, ABA Autism Collaborative Group. It is a very popular organization that I hear about a lot of times, especially when I was teaching in the EDSP department, where many parents would contract or hire ABA behavior interventionists to come to their homes and to do and to be with their clients, with their children, and to be better support them, to better take data, document, and to be able to come up with plans to best support them. So if this is something that interests you, special education, you can be an ABA intern. Again, the hours are 80 hours, where HDEV 470 is only 60 hours minimum. And so again, make sure that this fits with your schedule, additionally with what you are hoping to do in the future. And so while those are all the things that I wanted to go over today, we are going to move on into our special education teacher interview. And I hope you enjoyed. Was a very wonderful and special moment for me to be able to interview a very close friend of mine. So we'll go ahead and move on to that. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the second portion of the series that we're doing, HDEV in Education. Today I have with me Miss Inshara Bashar. She is a former colleague and she is a very good friend of mine, as we taught together a while back. And so just to introduce herself, she's a colleague, she's a friend, and you can go ahead and introduce yourself as well.
Yeah, hi everyone. I'm Inshara Bashar. I'm currently a special education teacher, specifically an RSP teacher here at Byron High School.
Awesome. And so getting into it, the first question that I wanted to ask was, how did you get to becoming an education specialist? Was it your path of study? Was it your credentials or previous work? How did you get into it?
You know, I love this question. I come from a lineage of women in education, so my grandma was a professor at one point. My mom is currently a teacher over at Jordan High School. And, you know, I also knew that no matter which area in life I went, like which avenue, I know that I just wanted to work with people and help others. So I was very interested in special education because I appreciate working with that demographic of students. So I did a whole 180 after the pandemic hit. I moved away from, I did a completely different program for my undergraduate studies, but mainly COVID was the reason why I went into education. And yeah, now it's my 6th year teaching.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah. And so going into your career field with your students, human development is a degree that is very diverse. It's very, it has a lot of different fields of study. It's psychology, sociology, anthropology, and biology. And so out of these four, what do you most utilize? Which one do you most utilize? Discipline do you utilize to best support students?
You know, as a special education teacher, you're used to wearing so many different hats. And it's hard to answer that because I can see bits of all four. But I would definitely say this day and age, I was torn between psychology or sociology. I would say more so sociology because I think especially at this age range, right, it's very important to know your student and build a relationship, right? Obviously there are so many factors that can add into the whole student, right? But definitely getting to know them at the level that they're at and, you know, meeting them at face value when they come to school. So I definitely think that sociology, focusing on their social, emotional needs, are crucial.
Gotcha. And so the next question, it kind of goes into that, because we know that some credential programs, maybe they're good, maybe they're not so good, or maybe a lot of teachers say that, oh, maybe it didn't prepare me as much. In your experience, what kind of field work do you believe would best support our interested and incoming teachers?
I'll tell you this, because I think that truly, it's one of those experiences that you'll never really know what you're getting into it until you're in it, right? You can do all the textbook work, you know, all the educating yourself on the profession, but truly, I would say that the most beneficial field work I would advise is to go into, you know, if you can, like yourself, being an instructional aide, just getting a sense of the classroom, seeing what it's truly like, that you can't learn from a textbook, right? Or no matter how much education you've gotten, right? That or being a substitute teacher, I would think is the next best thing. I would say it wasn't until I really got into my program and I was a student teacher where I got a true experience, but just getting in the classroom, anything like that, an IA, a TA, if you're younger, whatever you can be, would really help you.
And so going into instructional aides, going into paraprofessionals, into substitute teachers, what can upcoming students expect if they're going into the special education field as opposed to general education?
Right, so it is very different, right? I do think that it's important to understand the amount of work that special education entails, not to disregard the general education teachers at all, because that is also a lot of work. I think it's just a different kind of work.
Right.
Not only are you their teacher of record, you're also their case carrier, right? You're legally managing their IEP, individualized education program, right? You're building a curriculum that's fit for them. You're also their advocate. You are also making sure that you have daily check-ins with them, and you really support the overall needs of the student. You also help them with their social emotional needs, as we mentioned, along with their curriculum. So I think you just have to be comfortable knowing that you're going to be wearing a lot of hats. You're going to also have to be their advocate and a strong communicator for not only their behalf, but the team, right? You're also representing the school. So there's a lot that goes into it, but I think once you find your spark and you know what works for you, you'll do well. You know, just being very well versed. So I think education wise, you know, just definitely make sure that you're aware of what the job entails.
Yes, I'm very aware, absolutely. And so in closing, just the final question, what has been your favorite grade level to teach thus far?
Wow, that's a hard one. I get asked this question every year. Honestly, it's funny to me because I feel like this is probably people's least favorite. I would say I really enjoyed middle school.
Okay.
I really loved working probably with 7th grade. I just feel like that's that age range where you're like starting to find yourself, or also like, you know, you go for that innocence phase to like becoming a young adult soon. So I really enjoyed 7th grade.
And that kind of touches on the biological aspect of human development.
Don't get me started with that. I had to teach that class as well. So.
Yes, absolutely. Well, thank you very much, Ms. Bashar, for your time. Thank you all for watching. We hope that you can join us next time. There will be a general education teacher to hear in this interview. Thank you. See you.